Friday today, so I'm way behind on starting this weekly reading vlog. So I'm so sorry about that, but I have been working on my dissertation all of this week and I've just been, you know, getting feedback and changing stuff and putting it all together. And yesterday I finally sent off my dissertation, which is absolutely crazy to me. Like, I cannot believe it. So yeah, I'm so happy that's done. It took so long and so much extra effort in this lockdown. So yeah, it's really bittersweet though, because obviously in any normal circumstance I would be with my friends and we would be celebrating right now. There's also a sign by the university that everyone goes and takes pictures at once they have their actual physical copy of their dissertation. So I'm missing out on that, which is a shame, but I can always get it printed next year or whatever, so it's fine. But yeah, I've actually finished that now, which means I only have some translation tasks left. I think I have 5 tasks I need to do. 3 of them are for the 1st of May, which is about a week away, I think. Is that right? Yeah, about a week. I don't know. I'll have to check that. And then another 2 are instead of an exam, so they're for the 15th of May. So I've got some time. I just wanted to finally sit down, chill, update you guys and read. So I actually have got past halfway in A Wizard of Earthsea now. I was really cocky last week and said I would finish it in one day. Yeah, I didn't, obviously, but the writing in this is so slow. Like, to think that this is like a middle grade fantasy, it is so dense. Like, I struggle to get through this, and I love adult high fantasy, so it's crazy to me that kids would read this book, because like, I have to read a chapter, then take a break, then go back to it. It takes a lot of brain power to get through it. So yeah, I've been taking my time with this one. I do enjoy the story. The only thing I'll say is that it's very confusing because, you know, there's so many names and places and that, because this is obviously an introduction to the world, that it's almost too much. I don't know how to explain this properly. So 1 minute the main character needs to do something, and then literally the next line it's like, oh yeah, he did it, and then we move on. Or like, if he needs to travel to another place, it's like, oh, he's gonna travel now, and then straight away he's in the new place. It's really strange. I think it'll take me 1 or 2 books to get into the writing style and that sort of thing, so I'm just plodding along at the minute, making some progress at my own pace, which, you know, I don't mind. I kind of prefer it this way, because I feel like if I tried to read it in one go I would get a bit slumpy. That's the situation with this one. So this is about a boy named Ged, I think is how I pronounce it. I don't actually know how old he is at the point I'm currently at in the novel, because it doesn't say. I think he's 13 at the start of the book, but again, I might be wrong. As you know by now, I'm awful at giving a good synopsis, so bear with. But it's about Ged and his journey to becoming an archmage. So at the start of this book, he protects his village using some spells, and a mage or an archmage comes to take him away to be his apprentice, basically. Ged, however, then goes to a school for wizards and apprentices and builds his way up from there. However, one day Ged challenges another one of the people at the school, and he does something really bad, like very bad, and because of that he is now in danger, and he is trying to find a way to move away from this danger and escape it, but it's looking like that's very unlikely. It's such a hard thing to explain, because like I say, we like move from one place to another so quickly, and there's so many time jumps, I don't actually know where we are. And this is only the first book, and this is only 76 pages into this edition. I mean, it is like over halfway now in the first book, so the first post-it note is where the second book starts, and then I have the 3rd one. So I'm about halfway through, maybe a bit more than halfway, and yeah, I'm just a bit confused. I'm following along the story, I understand it, but yeah, it is quite jarring in some places. And then I have also been listening to the audiobook for Children in Blood and Bone, which I don't think I've actually ever mentioned in a reading vlog, but I've been listening to that slowly throughout the month, and this week I have made a good chunk of progress in that one. I have read the book before. I absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I've met Tomi Adeyemi, absolutely love her. But I haven't read the second book, which is Children of Virtue and Vengeance. And honestly, it's been so long since I read the first book, I had forgotten a lot of stuff that happened. So I thought I would try the audiobook, and I'm really loving it. So yeah, it's gone by really quickly. I did forget a lot of things, but I also did remember quite a few things as well, which was very helpful. So yeah, I've been sort of reading those 2 books throughout the week. I have also started rereading The Assassin's Apprentice by Sarah J Maas, which is the novellas for the Throne of Glass series. Basically, I was in a massive mood to reread Sarah J Maas books after Crescent City. So I've started off with The Assassin's Blade, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's such an easy book to fly through that it's just so good, and I am Sarah J Maas trash. So anything she writes I will probably love, because I absolutely love all the books she has out right now. So yeah, I just thought I'd dive into this. However, I'm not going to talk about it in this vlog because I'm going to be doing separate vlogs for each book in the series as I reread them. So I'm going to be doing that for this one and the rest of the series, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But yeah, those are all my reading updates. Nothing too exciting. I still really need to finish Bring Me Their Hearts as well. That's one I haven't even started, and it's the last book on my TBR. Speaking of TBRs, I don't think I'm gonna read the One Memory of Thora Banks because I can't with that book. I'm not in the mood for it. I don't want to read it. So what I think I'm gonna do is it Jonathan Van Ness? Is that his name? I believe that's his name. If you watch Queer Eye, it's Jonathan from Queer Eye. He has a book out and it's all about his life and things like that. So I think I'm going to read that one. The audiobook is available on Scribd and it's only about 5 hours, and because I listen at 2 times the speed, it'll take me about 2.5 hours. So I feel like I'm going to read that one. Right, that is it for this update. I know it's quite a lot, but this is the only time I've actually managed to update you guys. Hopefully I will read quite a bit this weekend. I feel like I am going to finish this weekend. I'm going to make it a goal. I'm going to read a chunk of it today. I have been getting through it a lot quicker now since the halfway point. I read the last 2 chapters quite quickly, so I'm hoping that's the case. And yeah, this is main priority at the minute because this is the last book I need to complete my OWLs challenges to become an Auror. The other books I'm reading are just little extras. So yeah, top priority, gonna get it done ASAP. And then aside from that, I'm just gonna go between the few books I have on my TBR. I'm going to read some more of this because again, I can fly through it quite quickly and I'm just in such a Sarah J Maas mood. So I'm gonna be reading this one where I can. And then Children of Blood and Bone I'm going to listen to when I play Animal Crossing on my Switch because I love it. I do also have Goes to the Shadow Market, which I'm about 2/3 of the way through. I've been really bad at picking that up at night, so yeah, I need to work on that. But I'm really enjoying it, and yeah, I just need to pick it up a bit more, make it a habit. So I might read that one tonight. Wow, I'm planning to read like 4 books today. I need to calm down and finish one. It's 8:30 now, and I have just finished A Wizard of Earthsea. Oh my god, that took me so long. I think I'm going to give it a 3 stars overall. I enjoyed the story, but oh my goodness, it took so long to get there. Like, I felt like I was reading an adult fantasy and this is for kids. That's my view on that one. I did enjoy it, but yeah, it's just very heavy and slow to get through, which is a bit of a shame because I thought I would fly through it with it being a middle grade book, but yeah, just be warned, it is very slow. But for now, I'm running myself a bath and then I'm going to watch, is it Love Never Dies? The sequel to The Phantom of the Opera, which is streaming today on YouTube, so I'm going to watch that tonight and chill, and then possibly read Goes to the Shadow Market. It's going to be a nice, chilled, relaxed night tonight, which I feel like I need. Yeah, my head's really hurting today, which is great. So I'm going to chill, crawl into bed, watch Love Never Dies, and possibly read Goes to the Shadow Market. guys. Please excuse the state of me right now. I've woken up and, potted about, done a few things this morning, but then I actually realised that today is the last day of the O.W.L.s magical readathon. I've been so in control this whole readathon, and now I'm panicking because I still have Bring Me Their Hearts and Over the Top, I think is the other book, to finish. So this is basically going to be like a mini readathon just for today. It's not 24 hours because obviously the O.W.L.s finish at midnight and it's already like 10:30 in the morning now. So I'm currently on page 158 of Bring Me Their Hearts. So nearly halfway. So I've got that much to go. I think there's about 360 odd pages in this one. So I feel like it should be fine. And then I've got 1 hour left of my audiobook and I listen at 2 times the speed, so it's half an hour. So realistically I should manage it. It's just that I've left these till the last day, which is not ideal. I also haven't updated you since I think I watched Love Never Dies. Didn't really like that one, by the way. I mean, like, the actors and, the singing was amazing, but it's just fan fiction that I didn't really need. And yeah, I kind of wish that I hadn't watched it so I didn't know that was a thing. Which sounds awful, but yeah, just the story of it, I don't know, wasn't a fan. But because I hadn't updated, I thought I would just combine these last 2 weeks, because obviously this week is shorter. It finishes on a Friday, which is the 1st of May, so I just thought I'd combine these two and then have the weekend to myself. Saying that though, I do plan on doing a 24-hour readathon to read The Final Empire, the first book in the Mistborn series, because I didn't realise the live show for that is on the 10th of May or something, so I need to get that done as well. But yeah, I'm just a bit of a mess right now, and that is mainly because I've been doing my last few tasks for uni all this week. So I had 3 to go in before the 1st of May, so I sent those off yesterday or the day before, and then I've just sort of worked through the other 2 that I've got, and they're basically okay now. I just need to go through and just sort it out a bit more to make it sound a bit better, because it's just like a first draft at the minute. But that is why I haven't been updating you guys, which is a pain. See, this is why I should update you more often. I have actually finished Ghost of the Shadow Market. Yay! So I've been reading that slowly all month, and the other night I was really in the mood for it and I was kind of tired, so after one story I thought about stopping, and then I thought, do you know what, I'll just read another story. So I read 2, and then I realised the last story was kind of short, so I ended up reading 3 stories in one go. So I finished it. I really enjoyed that collection. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 stars. I just had such a good time with it. It was really cool seeing a different side to the Shadowhunter world and still seeing all the characters that you love. The only thing, the last story was a bit weird for me, especially one of the names. I couldn't take it seriously. If you've read it, you'll probably know. But the name that they've chosen for this character was just making me laugh. I just couldn't take it seriously, so yeah. That kind of brought it down a tiny bit, which I'm annoyed about, but overall I really enjoyed the collection as a whole. So today's plans, as you can see, is still in my pyjamas, very chilled. I don't really plan on doing anything. I do need to clean my shed because I have a washing machine coming tomorrow. Finally getting a washing machine. So yeah, that's happening tomorrow, so I need to make sure there's room to put it in. But that's basically it. So for the rest of today, I'm going to be making my way through this. It should be fine. I'm just going to take a few chunks at a time and then maybe watch, I don't know, YouTube videos or something in between just to break it up a bit. But for now, I'm starting on page 158. And I will check in with you when I'm further along. I've just gotten up to make a cup of tea, and bless her, she was sleeping on my book. I think I may have woken her up. So if she doesn't want to move, I might just watch a YouTube video instead, because I don't have the heart to move her. So I'm actually up to page 232 now, and oh my god, I'm really enjoying this. My cat's just looking at me like, what the hell is she doing? We've literally been sat here all morning, chilling. Oh. There we go. See how she's my little reading buddy today. But yeah, I wasn't sure about this going into it for some reason. I don't know, I feel like I've read similar stuff before, but oh my goodness, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm flying through it now because I feel like now I've gotten to the point where everything's gonna pick up. Yeah, I'm about 2/3 of the way through, maybe a bit less. But yeah, everything is picking up now, which is really good. It still scares me how this is all gonna pan out because the way it's going now, something has to go wrong. So I'm kind of scared, but I'm just gonna carry on reading for now because I'm really enjoying it. I'm in the mood for it. I want to know what's going on, and I feel like I'll get through it pretty quickly now. So yeah, just a little update to say that I'm really enjoying it. I feel like from this point now, which is chapter 11, it's going to pick up quite a bit. So I'm really excited, and I'm just gonna carry on reading. You know how I said literally a second ago that this was going to pick up? Yeah, I've read an extra page and it's picked up. Oh my goodness. I'm hoping this goes the way I want it to, and I feel like it will. Sorry, I just had to vlog because I found it really funny that I literally just said that something was going to happen, and then the next page something has happened, or at least been revealed. So yeah, I'm going to go back to that now, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I'm back in my dressing gown, but I have finished Bring Me Their Hearts, and oh my god, I love that book so much. I flew through it, and yeah, I just could not put it down. I was so drawn to it. I don't think I actually gave you a proper synopsis of the book. So it's basically about a heartless called Zira, and what that means is that a witch has literally taken out her heart and is keeping it in a jar somewhere. So she has to do what the witch wants, more or less. And it turns out that something's happening, which means Zira has to actually take the crown prince's heart and turn him into a heartless so that the witches can control him. But yeah, I loved it so much. I gave it 5 stars, and I really want to order the sequel. I think it's a trilogy. I did pre-order the second book. It came out in December 2019, and I had to cancel my order last week, I think. It was literally like, yeah, a week, 2 weeks ago, which is what, the middle of April, because Amazon still hadn't sent it out. There must have been like some mishap, but instead of just cancelling the order, it just kept saying your order is on its way. So in the end I cancelled it, but I kind of really want to buy it from Book Depository now, which is bad because I am trying to save money. I don't know, but I really want to read it because that was quite a cliffhanger we left off on, so I don't really know what to do. Anyway, I am sitting down now to play Animal Crossing on my Switch, which I have here. I can't show you what I'm listening to and how far I am because I do film on my phone at the minute because I don't have a proper camera, and I'm going to be listening to the audiobook through my phone obviously, so I can't film that. You'll just have to trust me. But yeah, I've got about an hour left, so I'm just going to fly through that now as I play because I haven't played Animal Crossing today, and then I'll be done with my O.W.L.s TBR, which is crazy. So just for a bit of context, these are all the physical books that I've read this month. Bearing in mind, I did just read one story from this book, not the whole thing. But let me just count how much that is. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 physical reads, as well as the audiobooks for Children of Blood and Bone and Over the Top. So I will have read 15 books this month, which is absolutely crazy to me. I don't think I've read that much ever in a month. So yeah, this is why I love the O.W.L.s. It forces you to read stuff out of your comfort zone whilst also getting down your physical TBR, which is a godsend because I have way too many books on my TBR and I keep buying new books, so the older ones don't get read. So I feel like I've had quite a few older books on there as well as a few newer ones, so I've got a good mix, and I'm so glad that I read those books. So yeah, I've just had the best O.W.L.s experience this month. Right, that's it for my little spiel. I'm going to play Animal Crossing and listen to Over the Top by Jonathan Van Ness, and guess I'll update you later on tonight. So I've just finished Over the Top, and oh my god, that was such a hard-hitting read. I wasn't aware of the things that Jonathan had gone through in like his early life and stuff, which, you know, people don't know what you've gone through. And you know, watching Jonathan on Queer Eye, I would never have even considered that the stuff that he's mentioned had actually happened to him. It was really hard hitting and intense. But I'm glad I read it because even though it's intense and, you know, dealing with some heavy issues. It was also a book of positivity. Like, the ending was just so uplifting and so nice, and it was just like a little message of hope that, like, no matter what's gone on in your life before, if you have the drive and you want to do something and you're passionate and you be yourself, then you will go far, sort of thing. And oh my god, it was just so lovely. I gave it 4 stars. I didn't give it a full 5 just because I don't really read non-fiction anyways, so if I'm rating that, it might be, you know, a bit off. I don't love those books as much as I would love fantasy books or something like that, or, you know, fiction books. So I took that into consideration, but I think a 4-star is really good. Yeah, a very moving, emotional read with a lot of trigger warnings, so I will try and list them in the description down below, but if you check on Goodreads or somewhere, it should probably say there. However, the things I can think of is drug use, terminal illness, death, and talk of sex work. So those are the things I can think of off the top of my head. There's definitely a whole lot more because, like I said, the majority of this book was dealing with heavy topics. That was a good book to end on, I think. A good book with an ending of positivity that I really enjoyed. And it was a short read, so if you've got 5 hours spare of your day, 2.5 if you listen at 2 times the speed like I did, then I really feel like you should pick that up. But that means I have officially finished my O.W.L.s TBR for 2020, which I can't believe. I've read 15 books this month, which is absolutely crazy to me, to be honest with you. I've had such a good time. I've vlogged every single week, which I'm so proud of myself for. There were times that I just did not want to film at all. I didn't want to update. I just wanted to sit down and read. But I made time, and I'm so glad that I did, because now I have these vlogs to look back on. I cannot wait for the Newts, which normally take place August, I think. But the information for the Newts Readathon will be on G's channel over at Book Roast here on YouTube, which I will link down below for you guys. So just keep checking to see when she posts, and I'm sure there'll be some Newts related content on that soon. So that's all I have to say now. I don't want to ramble on any further because I feel like this vlog has been a bit of a mess, so I'm sorry about that. But please consider liking this video if you liked it, and subscribing to my channel if you want to see more content from me. It would mean the absolute world to me. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.